yeah. Well, the person next door that bought our house now lives next door to us, and it's been a couple of years now. And of course, he produced a surfboard that his father had bought off me, and it was like, oh, a surfboard, you know. And he showed it to me, and I go, can't believe this board. It was a board I made in '76 when I first arrived.
Me at the back of Friars.
Yes. Friars, yeah, up in his chalet.
Yeah.
And of course it was like it was like I had this coloured job, and I couldn't believe it. But that was one of those boards, and his father had grown up living in Sandfields, but they bought a property over the other side of Natalie. What's it across the other side of the estuary?
Bonnier Way.
Bonnier Way. Yeah, they bought property, and they had horses and stuff. And of course, he as a young boy, he'd spent a lot of time working with his father on the, you know, with the horses and all this sort of stuff. So he was restricted to where he managed to get to go surfing. And he's a very strange boy. I mean, he certainly understands, but he's like, and I sort of go, well, is he appreciating what he is capable of doing, or is he just happy and content that he's the person he is? And
Yeah.
it's like, this is how personalities develop.
Yeah.
He's a very quiet guy, and he's like very laid back, but he's like, but when you try and get him to do something, he pretends he can do it, and then goes, well, and then finds somebody who can flip off for him, you know. But it's a nice enough guy, isn't he? And it's made us realise that not owning property next door now makes us sort of go, well, if we need to have a getaway, we can get away to our own Gower secret spot.
Yeah.
Because the caravan down at Wedford is like a secret spot. It's the end of the road. You can't go any further. It's the end of the Gower. It faces.
And there's quite good surf
And
there.
it's good surf there. And there's surf there that people never really learn or judge, because you've got in the estuary there
So many waves.
you've got all these sandbanks that are changeable, and like one day you can look at it and there's masses of waves all over the place. Pip out there, nobody riding them, peeling waves that may be 2-3 foot, you know, because of sandbanks.
I tell you a story about Broughton. Is that when I was really young in junior school.
Like Chief George, just the other side of the island.
Well, we discovered, it was us who discovered Jeep's Jaw.
Yeah.
Because I used to go camping there every summer. My family, my dad would take us down on his huge Gold Flash and a huge sidecar.
BSA Gold Flash.
Yeah. And he'd take us all the way down to Broughton, and we wouldn't go into camping or anything like that. We go up in the dunes, you know, and so it's savage camping, camping sauvage. And it was like, it was like paradise, you know. I love it. Huge sand to play on, kites, and go down and build big seawalls in front of all the cliffs, and when the tide comes in, you're a stand there and try and save it, but you can never do. But anyway, that got me into Broughton. So when I started surfing, I was always thinking about Broughton. So I said to the guys one day, I said, look, I'm getting close on shore. And I said, why don't we go down to Broughton? Is there any surf in Broughton? I said, yeah, I'm sure there is. So we went around there, and it was like 3 or 4 foot. And perfect lefts, you know, it was like Raglan, man. I mean, going on for miles, you know, you walk. It was literally when the banks were perfect there, you know. It was just spotless. And we were, I suppose, at the moment, we were really lucky to hit it as it was. You know, it was just boom, and you never see it like that again. But these lefts are coming down. We all went in. It was me, Mike Kilburn, Kipper, all the boys, you know. So we all went down there, and we just surfed our asses off, man. But I always remember that walking back up the beach, you know. It's like you see them now with Skeleton Bay. It was like Skeleton Bay, you know, but a lot softer, of course.
Yeah.
But you could just go for miles on a wave.
Yeah,
And it just-
I watched a guy the other week from right out at the point of Broughton, coming right in. It was, I know, it seems such a long way.
And then, of course, that led then, when it used to go out to Broughton, the tide, you know, it wasn't any good. So we all skipped around there and we found Blue Pool corner.
Yeah,
We left at Blue Pool. So, oh, that was lovely. Nice new wave again, like tidy.
Yeah.
So then we went even further. We were camping down. We used to camp down the peaks, you know, all weekend at the peaks. And it was just on shore one day. And I said, oh, let's go and have a look around the corner at the other side of the Olm. So we looked around, it was this peak coming in. And well, let's go. And there's this big sheep's jaw on the beach, on a thing.
It was
so I
called
got its name.
That's how it got its name, yeah.
Sheep's jaw. Wow.
So we said, oh, fuck, man, let's go and try and surf that.
surf there, yeah.
I don't think anybody had surfed it before us.
No, but
So-
the other thing about it, of course, is that the tides, because you've got neaps and very extreme high tides, and then you get neaps. It's a bit like when it's on neaps, it doesn't get low enough for it to climb across or walk through, because the island isn't if you like, isn't. It's all water right up to the dunes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when it's on low tide and all the estuary around there and all the sandbanks are working, it's you can walk across. Whereas, you know, lots of where you're talking about 50% of the tides, you can't actually walk across anymore. You've got to climb over the rocks and or walk around the headland and, you know, and find it. And so it's like another secret spot suddenly to be revealed. you know?
Yeah, it was like that, man. When we found peaks, it was like, ooh, what? How could this be Langeneth, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody told anybody about it for ages, you know?
That's right.
Where you going? Oh, just down the beach a bit, you know,
Just go down, just go down the beach.
just down the beach. You know, see the river there? We're going down
It's
the
like
river. It's a good
secret
lap of the
spot.
river,
Yeah,
you know, secret spot there.
Yeah.
But I used to bugger, man. You go down there in February, and it's great waves, and it's offshore, and it's cold, man. You know, the east wind is blowing,
Yeah.
and then you got to walk all the way back up to Langeneth car park. Oh my God!
Long walk.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Or even if you park down at Broughton, it's still a long walk.
It's still a long walk, yeah.
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 So, and Broughton is a bit
Sophie parks down
expanded.
at Broughton.
Broughton itself, campsite, has expanded.
Yeah,
So
but
there's a
you can
lot,
park in the car park.
Well,
more. They've got
I looked at
car
Google
park,
Maps, you
and a
know, because we used to camp with Hutton and Brummies in between Langeneth and Hill End, and from in between Hill End and Broughton.
yeah.
In the dunes, you know,
Yeah.
and it was at that time there was all farmers' tracks and stuff like that, you know.
That's right.
So we had our spots down there where we just go camping free
Yeah.
and walking distance to the beach.
Yeah.
And there you were about a quarter of the distance, three-quarters of the distance less to the peaks than to Langeneth sort of thing. Is that far down? And that was brilliant. And I was trying to find the roads. Well, if you look at Google Maps now from the air, and you can see all the old roads, all the old passages, you know, and you can find out where you were camping. It's all changed, you know, obviously. That was like fucking 40 years, 50 years ago, I don't
well,
know.
we drove the other week. We drove around to Broughton side, didn't we? Because we can't cross over.
I walk over there regularly.
At
from the council.
Whitford, so where the caravan is, it's the end of the road. It's like you go down a little bit further, and goes down to a farm, and that was the end of the track,
Yeah.
end of the road. The farm was at the end of it, and because that farm had actually there'd been a death in the family, and there was a dispute over what. None of the descendants of inheritancy wanted to own the farmhouse and stuff. So I think the farmhouse got bought separately, and of course some of the land is being sold off separately. See, because of the legalities, you know. So some of the land was put up for sale, wasn't it? The other,
Yeah, but I don't
This
think
year.
it's not the farm at the end because that's the touring caravan.
but now
farm.
it's a tour. Yeah,
and a working farm.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's
You're-
right.
The land that was up for sale was further up the lane.
Slightly further back across, yeah. But when you analyse all the footpaths and the old access tracks and all of those things, they just, you know, they're still there really. but
Yeah,
because
yeah, they're a bit all grown over now, you know, of course.
overgrown, yeah.
I'm walking all the tracks.
Gone
many
back to
tracks.
nature, you know. What we used to like down there as well was camping down there was like at about 5 or 6 o'clock. You got up the village, up to the farm. Do you remember Marianne? She's I think she's one of Gary's ex-girlfriends. Her parents had a farm with horses, you know, and they used to do horse riding from Plummaddock.
Gary Parsons now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the horses always used to end up around Hill End way, and she asked us if we'd like to take them back over to Plummaddock, and of course it's bareback, isn't it? I said, oh yeah, fucking great, we have some fun, you know, bareback. So all the horses come along, and they're nice horses, you know. They've been clip-clopping all day long with the tourists, and all they want to do is just get on it and get back and get some food, like. So anyway, she's laughing like 10 man. She gave me this bloody horse. It was the biggest. It was a white one, and it was. I got on it. I thought I could ride a horse until I got on this one, and I was like pulling it in, you know, doing my Rowdy Yates bit, you know, hey, hop, horse. So off we go in line, up over the hill towards behind Llangennith, over the Llangennith Hill, down towards Cheriton that way, you know. So we were going up there, like, and we're getting this path, and all of a sudden, Gary's beside me, and his horse starts going. I said, hey, get away from me with that. You're going to do the same with mine. And off he went. He took off. He bram! Oh, yeah, about 20 yards down the road, he was on the floor, like. So, and his horse must have thought that was so funny, because mine did the same thing. And I was hanging on to it, like, fucking, bouncing everywhere, trying to stay on. And I got as far as Gary, and off I came flying off into the heather. Yeah. Oh, it was a lovely landing in the heather. But then they did it. All the boys got thrown off because there were no saddles. Yeah. And not used to it, so they all got thrown off. So we had a long walk then over to Cheriton to make sure the horses had got back in the stable. They're all happy, you know. They're back in the stables then, you know. Go back on their own. So that was a nice one. That was funny. Never did like horses after that. But, you know, untrustworthy things. You got no brakes.
Yeah. So we just made the decision. Well, you sort of like looked it up, didn't you? And so we bought a caravan down there, so we can escape to that spot.
Yeah, that's great.
Especially as in our area of Dunlent, you've got quite a lot of alterations and like encouragement to build more social housing, because it's right on the boundaries of the big city, you know? And there's a big thing going on at the moment at home because they discovered that none of the sewage systems have been upgraded. And they added all these houses, but the sewage system hadn't been upgraded to deal with it. Finance hadn't been issued for that.
Well, that's all over Great Britain, isn't it?
That's gone all over the country. So yeah, back there. So
it's the outflows into the sea.
yeah. So but now, of course, it's there's a lot of sewage outflows into the sea, and of course that's again one of the big issues at the moment. So
yeah, every time it rains, it just gets.
It doesn't have to rain now.
Yeah, really.
And we've got because the Gower has had these coal mines, and of course they're all flooded now. So you've got the water that's coming out of those. And of course, every now and again, you get a sinkhole happens because the strata underneath the ground has been washed away by all this water flow, constantly flowing through the mines and then flowing to the sea naturally, you know, through the rock formations and stuff.
We often have this discussion on silver surfers about, you know, is it more polluted now or was it polluted more when we were kids?
I think it depends where you were.
I would always say it was more polluted when we were kids.
I mean, like Aberavon's cleaned up tremendously,
Yeah.
and that was a terrible place.
That was like, you know, Johnny's tampaks and sheep and things floating around in the water, you know, and raw sewage was floating on it, and you know.
Maybe because it's more monitored now, like you've got Surfers Against Sewage, very big campaigns, and there's apps and things monitoring the outflows, and possibly, don't know, but something needs doing about it.
So we just decided that having a caravan that isn't a drive around job, because we've got this anyway. I mean, unfortunately, the van spent a month in had electrical.
2 months.
Couple of months, yeah, having electrical stuff.
Oh yeah.
Upgraded, you know, brought up to date and stuff like that.
Oh, good one.
It had an electrical episode.
Oh dear.
I came home from shopping one day, could hear the fire alarm going in here, and I thought, that's just strange.
A fire alarm on the
Open
inside
the door,
camper.
and in the cupboard where the consumer box was, it had melted.
Oh God.
Luckily, we could have had a fire, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Could have lost.
It hadn't caught fire, but it was like it was smouldering, you know.
You got it just before the
We called it
boom.
just in time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
We're
got,
heartbroken.
we
I
searched-
thought that was the end of our life.
Yeah, right.
we
Yeah.
searched around, didn't we?
We found these people
We found
in
these guys who-
Swansea who do
Came sort of recommended.
DIY repairs on stuff, not just coach building, but they'll do mends, and they've been great, haven't they?
Yeah, they do a lot of rebuilding
and
on
one guy
vehicles
was
and
particularly good on the electrics, although he had to call in a specialist for this.
the company that manufactured the unit that goes in this, all the sleepers fitted to, that had in fact in the how many years now are we? 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years from when it was installed has been upgraded and improved upon because the demand has
So-
grown.
They ended up taking everything out, didn't they?
Yeah,
They
they-
stripped it bare,
Took the
so
the
everything
furniture out
and
to
it
get
was
to the-
almost like
get
you
to all
would,
the
you would
wiring
rewire a house,
Yeah.
all new
and
looms, new
rewired
consumer
inside and
box.
stuff. Yeah.
At least you're secure now. Aren't you? You know it's okay. You're not going to burn up when you're down in the sleep.
Two new
No, well, yeah.
two new batteries we had to have and stuff like that. You know? So because it's linked, you know, the
Yeah.
vehicle battery and of course you got a leisure battery.
So
Hate it when cars break down like
So
that.
it's-
God.
One
it's
of the
all okay.
one of the big things that they
Okay.
realised was that it was so advanced for 15 years ago. Now, 15 years later, everybody wants to have photovoltaics fitted. So, but when you've got photovoltaics fitted, it means you've got to have this huge battery accumulator come thing that's installed. And you're talking about on that van like this to do a van now, a self-sufficient van that you don't have to plug into electric anywhere, and you can drive around everywhere.
And it's going to put on a couple of ton, isn't it?
A couple of grand.
Yeah.
To have that
But on weight as well.
installed, yeah.
On weight as well.
And there's weight, yeah. there's weight factor.
Anyway, we got it all fixed.
So they
Just got to use it now.
they actually did the upgrade on our van and actually learned a lot of stuff because the guy from Sargent, the manufacturer, UK manufacturer for the unit that went in, of course he set the guy down to, you know, to help them install it and instruct them. So you know they learned a lot, didn't they? The guys.
Okay, well this is the break time because my arm is dying. Have a little break.
A lot more than that.
So a little bit bored, but we were pleased that we we'd actually
Nice
the man
times.
got them and he